I don't want to hurt you, bro. I do not want to shoot you. Put it down. You don't want to end it this way. You don't want to end it this way, brother. I promise you. Whatever happened today, it can be fixed. Don't pull the trigger. Put it down. Adeem, put it down, buddy. Don't do it, man. Put it down. All the way up in the air. Keep walking toward me. Keep walking toward me. Adeem, come on, buddy. Don't retreat. Come back this way. Come toward me, man. Come toward me. My gun is only out because I don't know what you're going to do. When you get to over here, I'm going to have you, listen to me. I'm going to have you lay down on the ground, and my gun is going in my holster. I promise you. If you will walk toward me, keep your hands up, Adeem. Keep your hands up. Don't go back toward that thing, man. Walk toward me with your hands up. I'm going to walk you through every process. Please don't pick that back up. Please don't. Hey, one person talking. Please don't pick that back up. I got you. I got you, dog. I'm telling you, I got you. Listen to how this will go. If you'll walk out to me with your hands up in the air. When you get to about right here, I'm going to have you lay down on the ground. My gun is going in the holster. Bet that. It's going in the holster. Don't pick it up, Adeem. Don't do it, buddy. You made such a good choice putting it down, bro. Just leave it on the ground, Adeem. Walk all the way out. All the way. Keep coming. Keep coming to me. Keep coming to me. Keep coming. I'm going to tell you when to stop. Keep coming to me, bud. Keep coming. Keep coming. Come on. You're good, bro. You're good. You're good. Keep walking toward me. Adeem, don't do it, bud. Keep on. Keep on. Keep on. Keep on. Keep coming toward me. Keep coming toward me. The pavement's going to be hot. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you lay down in the grass. 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 Watch. Lay all the way down. My gun is going in its holster. Somebody's got cover. All right. Hey, I was all the way down. Have we exfilled from that house?
This is heartbreaking. Our suspect is only 14 years of age. This 14-year-old young boy's life is over too. He will never see the outside of a detention facility.
Tiffany Harris was a 39-year-old mother of 3 living a busy, hopeful life in Riverview, Florida. To those who knew her, she was a source of joy and strength. Friends called her a light, someone whose smile could make any day better. She was a hard worker and, above all, a devoted mother. Her life revolved around her children. Recently, Tiffany had a new reason to be excited. Her oldest daughter was pregnant, and Tiffany was overjoyed at the thought of becoming a grandmother. She was already dreaming of the future, planning for the new baby and embracing the next chapter of her family's story. Her youngest son was Adeem Berry. At 14, he was an 8th grader, described by those who knew him as a quiet kid. There were no public records of trouble, no obvious warning signs that pointed to the storm that was gathering inside him. To the outside world, he was just a boy, navigating the challenges of being a teenager. The evening of Sunday, September 10th, 2023, began like any other in the Harris home, but soon the peace was shattered. An argument broke out between Tiffany and her boyfriend, 31-year-old Cortevious Crews. We don't know what the argument was about, but it quickly grew louder and more intense. In another room, Adeem could hear the shouting. As the conflict escalated, something in the 14-year-old snapped. He made a decision that would change everything. He walked out of his room, went to his mother's purse, and took out the handgun she kept inside. He then walked back toward the argument. He raised the gun and fired multiple shots. He shot his mother, Tiffany, and he shot her boyfriend, Cortevious. When the gunfire stopped, Tiffany Harris lay on the floor, fatally wounded. Her boyfriend, though, critically injured with multiple gunshot wounds, was still alive. He managed to escape the house and call 911 for help. Adeem was left inside, alone with his dying mother and the irreversible consequences of his actions. When deputies from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office arrived, they were met with a chaotic and tragic scene. In the driveway of the home stood Adeem Berry, still holding the handgun. For the next 16 minutes, a tense and heartbreaking standoff took place. Deputies immediately began trying to de-escalate the situation, pleading with the boy to put the weapon down. Adeem was visibly distressed, pacing back and forth in the driveway. At multiple points during the standoff, he raised the gun to his own head, threatening to take his own life. The deputies continued to talk to him, trying to calm him down and convince him to surrender peacefully. Finally, seeing that talk alone was not working, and fearing for the boy's safety, they made a critical decision. A deputy fired a less lethal round, striking Adeem and causing him to drop the handgun. Officers then rushed in and safely took him into custody. The standoff was over. Adeem Berry was arrested at the scene. He was charged with second-degree murder for the death of his mother and attempted first-degree murder for the shooting of her boyfriend. The case sent shockwaves through the community and the law enforcement officers who responded. Sheriff Chad Cronister spoke publicly about the incident, calling it a tragedy that no one could ever be prepared for. He expressed deep sympathy for the deputies who had to witness the scene and manage the standoff with a child who had just committed an unthinkable act.
Good evening, everyone. The scene behind me is one that nightmares are made of, and that is extremely heartbreaking. So let me try to describe how we got to this point to now. A little after 4 p.m., our communications center starts receiving several 911 emergency calls here in the Summerfield subdivision in the Riverview area. One of the first ones we received was from a neighbor who said that there was a male who fled his house and he'd been shot several times. At the same time, we received a 911 call that there was a young black male who was running through the subdivision waving a firearm, and at one point even putting the firearm up to his head. Deputies immediately respond on scene. They come into contact with this young male and immediately begin to de-escalate the situation. When I tell you that these deputies de-escalated this situation over a 16-minute negotiation, their de-escalation was textbook. Absolutely set the example on how de-escalation should exist. They were calm, they were collective, there was no yelling, and they established a rapport with this young male who at least 6 times continued to put the firearm to his head, threatening to commit suicide. Now, when he put the firearm to his head, at the same time as he changed his mind, he would lower the firearm. You see what I just did there as he's pointing the firearm? When I talk about these deputies and the extreme restraint that they used, they had the intuition to know that this young male wasn't trying to threaten them with the firearm or trying to shoot them. He was simply threatening suicide. So they continued to slow things down. At one point, they become successful. He places the firearm on the ground. Not too long after that, they continue to talk to him as they're trying to coax him to walk towards him. He goes to reach to pick up the firearm. The deputies, again, using their training, using great restraint, use what we have in a less lethal option. Fortunately, the deputies here are equipped with a 40-millimeter launcher. It's a less lethal tool. What it's meant to do is gain compliance once they feel pain that's caused from this projectile. This top part is fired towards a suspect. At over 40 yards, our deputy fires this projectile towards this young man, trying to gain compliance as he's reaching towards the ground. You can imagine the marksmanship where he strikes this young man in the hand and then continues to the torso area. The male immediately comes up and realizes, hey, listen, I don't want to feel that again. They establish additional conversation with him, asking him to please don't reach again towards that firearm. We don't want to discharge this again. Worse yet, please, we don't want to shoot you. They start imploring him to put his hands in the air, walk towards them where they can place him into custody. Eventually, that's exactly what he does. He walks towards the deputies with his hands in the air, and he is placed into custody without incident. During this occurring, we're responding to the 911 call where the male was shot, just a short distance behind me. Fire rescue is unable to get to this victim because it's an extremely active situation. So the deputies have to perform a rescue. These deputies put their lives in danger. They go inside the residence. They retrieve this male who had been shot 5 times, shot in the lower torso. He is shot in the hands area and also in the face. I want to take just a moment to make a plea. For anyone out there that believes that they're a victim of domestic violence, for anyone out there that believes that they're facing a potential domestic violence, we have an absolute phenomenal resource here in the Tampa Bay area. The Spring of Tampa Bay will help you in every way imaginable. All you have to have is the courage to pick up the phone and say that violence will no longer occur to me or my family. I encourage anybody, please, if you believe you're a victim or the potential is there, make that phone call. It will change your life. It will save your life. I also want to take a moment to commend the amazing work of these deputies that arrived on scene. From the life-saving measures to also the deputies who came into contact with this 14-year-old young boy. This less lethal option that they have on their tool belt saved this young boy's life. These deputies who were at the scene encountered and had this 16-minute de-escalation dialogue with this young boy. These deputies saved this young boy's life. I'll try to answer any questions I can. Just please understand this is extremely preliminary and unfolding as we're sitting here speaking.
Do you have any reason to believe, what the reason behind why this boy had shot his mother potentially?
We don't know that at this point. We took the 14-year-old for medical attention just to make sure, not that there was anything life-threatening. He did sustain, as you could imagine, some bruising where this less lethal round hit him. He is fine. We're trying to work through that now. I don't know if we'll ever know, but I can tell you this. I can't ever imagine any dispute over anything being that important that you would murder your own mother.
And this is his brother who's left behind. Is that the younger or older brother?
The older brother is left behind.
And do you know if there were previous calls to this residence before regarding domestic violence?
The only previous calls we have at this resident is one in some type in regard to a stolen vehicle from here. Nothing other than that.
The 14-year-old boy have any criminal background history by any chance?
Our 14-year-old suspect has no criminal history.
As far as when it comes to the projectile, how many rounds is it shooting? Can I just take a look at it one more time?
Yeah, and when I go back to the 14-year-old boy, this is family violence at its worst. The projectile, yes, is a 40-millimeter projectile. We used to just deploy it and purchase it for our specialty teams. Now we deploy it, and every year we purchase more of these less lethal options, whether it's a taser, whether it's this less lethal launcher that launches this round, our bolo wrap, the shields. We continue to purchase more and more of these less lethal options for our deputies. This makes us much more productive. This makes us and helps us provide a higher degree of service when it comes to answering those calls for service, whether it's a violent individual, a mentally unhealthy individual. It's such an important tool and resource to have any of these less lethal options versus before the only option they would have is to go and right to deadly force. And tonight it proved itself invaluable.
Sheriff, was it just the mother, her boyfriend, and the 2 children who live in that home?
Don't know that yet. We know it's at least the older brother, our suspect, the 14-year-old brother, the boyfriend and the mom at this time. Not sure. We know there's other members of this family. Not sure who all lives in the residence. At this time, we're waiting on a search warrant. Once we have a search warrant, then we'll go in and continue to piece more of the piece of this puzzle together to find out exactly what occurred here today.
Last question. The older brother, was it harmed physically at all in this?
Great question. No, and I apologize for not mentioning it. The brother certainly has a lot of emotional harm, but no physical harm this evening. He was not harmed in any way.
Quick question for the neighbors. We see that they are here, and you say that it's a nightmare for all the people here. What can you say to the neighbors about this and to be calm?
You could imagine as this is unfolding how traumatizing this is for this neighborhood here in Riverview. You can also imagine how traumatizing this was for all the deputies who responded here this evening as well. Thank you, everyone. Please be safe.
Stacey, detectives say this shooting happened during an argument between the victim and her boyfriend. I spoke to her family members off camera today, and they say this tragedy is heartbreaking, as not only have they lost that mother, but now her son is also facing time behind bars.